Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. I will caveat this by saying I joined YouTube a few years ago and set up the health vertical. I've only taken on the kids role additionally in the last couple of months, and so I may not have all of the answers. And so bear with me, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit about YouTube Kids, about the platform, some of the content trends, some of the different experiences that we have, and it's very much an intro. I think some of you guys will know all of these things already. Very happy to then take questions afterwards. So to start with, this is a global number. There's over 100 million monthly active viewers across YouTube Kids, supervised experiences for preteens. So this is our kind of children's platform. So we've got the YouTube Kids app, which is a walled garden. We're actually turning 10 this year. I mean, YouTube's actually turning 20, so it's a big year for us in general, but we are turning 10. So we set up YouTube Kids to create that walled garden of high quality children specific content that you can access via mobile, and you can also access via the living room, which I'll go into. We then have a supervised experiences for preteens, which is basically parental controls that they can place on their slightly older children who may be accessing the main YouTube app and via the parent's account, and then their supervised experiences for teens, which is something we launched last year. And that is allowing parents to keep track when their teenagers are uploading their own videos or live streaming on YouTube. And so that specifically is on the main app. The other two experiences are on the kids app. So the main app is for 13+-year-olds. So this is a study from Beano Brain's 100 Coolest Brands report. Make what you will of what cool means, but apparently YouTube is the coolest brand amongst UK kids 7 to 14 and US kids as well. Lots of other recognizable brands there. So that's something that came out last year. So we can now officially say that we're very cool. Though we're also aging a little bit, being 20 this year. So I think we're not necessarily the cool new kid on the block anymore as YouTube. So the YouTube Kids platform, the experience is available basically across a large part of the world and available in 44 languages as well. Now, we've got a lot more content in some languages than others, as you can imagine, lots and lots and lots of really good English language content, and that has a lot of our partners, a lot of you guys in the room, and then translating that into various other languages. So there is pretty good coverage across different languages, but it isn't necessarily as comprehensive as it would be in English. But there is a lot of languages, content available in a lot of languages. So we split our audience, the sort of the under 13-year-old audience that is accessing YouTube Kids, into 3 groups. You've got your preschools 4 and under, which is probably where we have the large majority of our content, skewing there, all of the nursery rhymes, all of that type of thing sits there. Then you've got your younger age group content, 5 to 8. Then you've got your older content, 7 to 12, which I think is a trickier group because you are starting to see some of those children may be sort of co-viewing with parents on the main app, or actually growing out of some of the content that would be considered made for kids. And so there is a little bit of a challenge there, and I think that you guys will be much more cognizant of that than I would be. But you know, this is what we're seeing in terms of the age groups and where the content is sitting on the platform. So these are the categories that you see if you go into the YouTube Kids app. There are often takeovers, and so the nice thing about the kids platform is there are themes. There's a Halloween theme and holiday theme and Children's Mental Health Week theme, which will be coming up in next month. And so there are different themes, but otherwise these are the constant categories. So you've got shows, you've got explore, you've got learning, you've got music, and you've got gaming, which is for the older children segment. And then this is something that's really important and governs a lot of how we are promoting content on the platform. And I think, and I would like to think, governs a lot of how you guys and others are creating content for YouTube. So we ask our partners to adhere as much as possible to some or all of these high quality principles. Being a good person, learning and inspiring curiosity, creativity, interaction with real world issues, and diversity, equity, and inclusion. So quite a broad range of different things. This isn't just about, oh, you must be teaching children something during in your video. There's quite a lot of different ways to meet these high quality principles. These were developed by a range of different child development experts that we work with, third party experts that have helped us put this together. We also have come up with some low quality principles that will then help us to identify content that maybe shouldn't be promoted or shouldn't be accessible on the YouTube Kids platform. So content that's heavily commercial, encourages negative behaviors, deceptively educational, where maybe the title or the thumbnail is different to the actual content, hindering comprehension. So this is a challenging one actually, because a lot of times when people are putting clips together where there isn't a common thread or a storyline between them, then for example, that can be hindering comprehension. Sensational or misleading content, and then strange use of children's characters as well. So those are some of our low quality principles. You can find all of these things online on the YouTube website. This is something that we've launched recently. So Living Room is absolutely accelerating in growth and has become the most watched platform for kids content, and compared to mobile and desktop and tablet. So now we've changed the experience on Living Room so that within the main YouTube app, you will see an option to navigate to the kids experience via a profile that you will have created. And so there's then a very seamless, hopefully, transition from one to the other in terms of being able to switch the experience when you're watching with children. Also, as of, well, just at the back end of last year, but coming into this year, we went vertical on the app, which you guys will maybe have noticed. And so for all of the navigation, all of the searching, all of the scrolling through content, that is all vertical, but the actual videos are still displayed as horizontal. So we're trying to sort of redefine the experiences across the different platforms to make that, in response to feedback, to make them as user-friendly as possible. And then just a few trends on the platform that we found from last year. Kids are seeking content that supports their social emotional development. So big theme for us this year is teen and youth mental well-being in general. And actually we're finding that children are seeking out that type of content which is teaching them about their emotions, about how to manage their emotions, control their emotions, express their emotions. So it's quite broad. It's not just, oh, these are about mental health topics per se. Kids are excited to learn and love to learn on YouTube. So not all of the content is educational or has to be, but we're seeing a lot of success from content that is a little bit more educational in nature. You see things like Miss Rachel, Miss Monica, a lot of individual creators. You've got Manny, who will speak later, individuals who are creating educational content in an entertaining way on the platform are doing really well. And then podcasts are becoming a bigger and bigger factor, and audio only podcasts actually are quite appealing as well to parents, and we're seeing a lot of that on the platform as well. And then live streams is the other thing that's gaining a lot of popularity and generating a lot of traffic, and is kind of proving to be quite successful for our partners. And so this is just some examples of some of our partners and live streams that they're putting on of various different lengths. And so there is a live stream section, of course. This is all screenshots from the main app. It looks a little bit different in the kids app, but you can see that we try to make those live streams as prominent as possible on the channel pages. And then just a little bit about some of the partners we're working with. So we're working with Wildgrain. I'm sure you guys will be familiar with Wildgrain, and so they have been working very hard to create high quality content from cherished brands, but also creating lots of fresh and original content that is YouTube first and YouTube specific in nature. I guess the point here is that Wildbrain are investing a lot of time and energy into creating YouTube first content. So it's not just a case of, oh, let's put our existing episodes onto YouTube, but let's see how we can then extend that platform by creating shorts, by creating clips and compilations and different approaches to extend the amount of content that they have for any given character or IP on the platform. And I think that's everything that I wanted to say. So thank you, everybody. I shall pass on to Ian, I believe.
Thank you very much. I can imagine people have got thoughts and questions. We're going to have time at the end to go through all of that. But I just wanted to ask one question. I'm sure everyone is itching to know. How do people get into the program? How do they get access to YouTube? The wealth of things available.
Do you mean like best practices around creating kids content? Yeah, it's a good question. So we're actually hoping this year to be able to push some more scaled education to our to the various channels on YouTube, because we're aware that we spend most of our time working with a certain group of very large partners, but actually there's lots and lots of creators and channels on YouTube that are made for kids. And so we are working this year on trying to provide a little bit more educational support and kind of videos which we'll share with them. Here are some best practices around creating kids content that will hopefully be able to help us broaden and nurture that kind of broader ecosystem around made for kids content.